Good morning. Welcome to the day one recap for the Arizona Trail 800 Miles Showdown. Thank you all for tuning back in. We have an exciting show this morning. We are going to be talking about Mike and Ben and their first 24 hours here. So thank you all. We'd love to get to your questions as well. So this will be live every morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm just going to get right into it. We have Ben here in southern Arizona. We're going to go to him now. Let's do it. Ben, can you hear me?
Yeah. Am I coming in?
Awesome. You're coming in. Yep. A little choppy, but how's it going out there? How far are you?
I'm just coming into mile 80. I think it is about right about mile 80. Arapahoe Springs trailhead. I got slowed down by about an hour and a half, 2 hours last night in the dark, going in between Highway 82 and Coronado trailhead or something. Really overgrown, not much of a trail. So ended up just doing a 2 hours, like a 3 hour, a 4 hour stop, and then continued on.
So you kind of waited until the sun came back up, or?
No, I
Okay.
pushed through it. I ended up getting done with the next section that led. I can't remember all names. I'm sorry, but so at mile 64, came into and took about an hour and a half nap, 4 hour break, change, wash up, change clothes, and then head back out right at first light.
Nice. So how much sleep did you get last night?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half?
Yeah,
Nice.
I did 2 REM cycles. I feel good.
Yeah. So those stops that you made, was that with your crew at the van?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And what's your take on the trail so far? I know you're kind of have made it up and over one of the Sky Islands and kind of up into the Santa Ritas now, which is the kind of next mountain range. I can see some pine trees behind you there.
Yeah, it's really beautiful where I'm at right now. The very first, the start is just absolutely gorgeous. Wait till I'll try to get my GoPro footage to upload so you guys can share it. But that first mountain range just after the start is just amazing. And then there's some beautiful sights here and there, but definitely rocky terrain down here in southern Arizona. And then you got a lot of overgrowth that kind of hides the rocks. So that's always fun.
That's awesome. It looks like Mike is about the same amount of distance as you are from when I checked it earlier this morning. You guys are kind of right on par. Have you been thinking about Mike a lot out there, or like checking up on his progress much?
I'm like hurting for him because I'm like, oh my gosh, does he understand what's coming from him? And he's going to hit it with, 500 miles plus on his legs, on the different, down here, obviously it's going to be 6, 7, but I'm just like, oh man, it's going to be a wild ride. I'm telling you, this is no joke.
Yeah, well, he's going to be crossing Grand Canyon today, and you'll have quite a few miles on your legs by the time you get there as well. So it is going to be fun to watch. We do have a question from the chat here. Gil Blank, are you using poles? Have you pulled out the poles at all?
Oh yeah, I got them. I don't know if you see them back here. I'm kind of on a level ground, and I was running right before I got called on. So I'm just walking so I can talk to you guys. But
Awesome.
This is a runnable and a descent, so I put them away so I can move a little faster.
Sweet. We've also got Tim in the chat here. Just says killing it, Ben. So you got a lot of love out here. Real quick, did you have anything else to add real quick? I was going to throw up a couple clips of the start from your start yesterday here on the screen.
Yeah, I'll stay on as long as what I'll do is I'll just hold the phone more.
Yeah.
Not as up like this, but
yeah.
And if you got any more questions, I'll stay on as long as my connection lasts.
Awesome. Sounds good. And then we're going to check in with your crew as well. It looks like they're on. So we're going to go to the start video real quick. So this is from yesterday. Ben is departing from the Montezuma Pass trailhead. He had about a 1.8 mile run down to the start. And here he is at the border. This is the obelisk.
Looks like someone has done it a few times.
He stepped into Mexico there briefly for the start. Super cool to see.
Nice.
Well, it's not words, 3 words. It's almost 3 like themes. Okay. Is stay healthy, to enjoy the journey, and to have fun. Healthy, enjoy, and fun.
So there were a few scenes. Thank you. Shout out to Brandon Stutzman for those shots from yesterday. He's Ben's videographer for this entire project. Really cool to see a couple clips of him down on the Mexico border for the start. And now we're actually going to go to Ben's crew. We have Brittany and Brandon here. Let me see if I can get them up. Good morning. Can you hear me? Oh, let me unmute you real quick. My bad. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. We
Good
can hear you
morning.
as well. How's everything going out there?
I would say it was a successful first day. Not much sleep, but I think it will pay off in the long run to get a head start today.
Yeah, it seems like he made some really good mileage. Did the crewing go as planned? Did that go all pretty smooth yesterday, finding the locations and everything?
We had a couple issues with the waypoints not taking us directly to where the aid was, but we have the Gaia map that we can follow and takes us right to him. So a couple little hiccups. At one point we thought we were going to have to climb down under a bridge to meet him and pack in some aid, but we figured that out and Ben found us, so that didn't happen. But that was interesting. We thought at 1 a.m. we would be in the dark with the spiders and the snakes.
And
There's a lot of
go ahead. What were you gonna say?
The
Oh.
spiders.
there was some big spiders out there.
Wow.
Huge.
We've got a couple questions. How was the weather yesterday overall?
Oh, so perfect. The rain came in maybe 4 times, and it would just rain hard and then leave, and then rain hard and then leave, and never long enough that it kept us from doing anything. And so that it was perfect. It kept things nice and cool. The sun would come out, and I never felt cold. I think we hit it perfect.
That's awesome. We have a question here as well. What have been the snacks of choice on day 1? And then what did Ben eat for dinner last night?
He took with him at each aid station a bag of boiled potatoes, a bag of boiled eggs, and some perfect bars, some peanut butter balls, and then he also was using his goos for his Martin gels and his Mountain Ops bars, but he really was loving the potatoes yesterday, and his protein shakes. We've just tried to pack those as full of calories as we can with, of course, protein, but avocado and berries and banana and peanut butter and even oil, avocado oil. So he's getting kind of packing a punch when he sits down and drinks that. So I counted up he was probably getting about 1,000 to 1,200 calories in when he came into the aid. And then dinner last night, we ended up making him steak and hash browns. He didn't eat very much of it, but yeah, we got some in him.
Nice. That's awesome. Any other big takeaways from day one? Is he on track mileage-wise from where he was planning?
On track as far as his splits, yes. He was hoping to actually push one more section just to get ahead a little bit, and then hopefully by day 3 start in the evening. But he came in last night later than expected from that last section, and so we decided to call it and sleep that 90 minutes. But yeah, at one point he texted us and said that he had 5 miles of absolutely no trail.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy. Interesting.
Yeah, so he needed to come in and regroup a little bit. But he said it was a new section. You could tell it was cut out, but just not a lot of traffic yet, so pretty overgrown. And then just the grass down here is beautiful, but it's no joke. Like just the few miles I ran, it was, you felt it. And so he came in just covered. So I was trying to pick it out of his gaiters and that was kind of funny.
Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday,
Okay.
the issue of the grasses in southern Arizona, and it sounds like that is potentially going to be a factor here.
Yeah, so I don't know if Ben told you, I got on a little late, but he took the time this morning and took out a brand new pair of his Olympus and took duct tape and super glue and covered the whole top of it to try to keep the grass out.
He's showing us right now. Let me switch over to him. So yeah, we did have a question. Ben, we're on you now. So any rashes or blisters so far?
I had a little blister that I always get. It's like a callus and blister forms underneath it. But I'll just show you my little Jimmy rig to keep those.
I can see those stickers are all over your gaiters already. Wow.
Yeah, so these things are ruthless. They're not bad. They're just ruthless. These things right here that they stab into your top of your shoe and then get into your sock and everything. I mean, you guys know. You guys live here. But so I kept on thinking, I was like, man, I wish there was a magical barrier I can put on that. And then I remembered I had some super glue and some duct tape and took the extra 20 minutes this morning. And so far, it's saving some discomfort. But yeah, on the blisters, I always get a little have a callus on both sides of the outside the big toe. It formed and popped when I was in that really high grass with the rocks underneath that you just couldn't see, and you're just stumbling all the time, and you're walking, you can't even run. So once you start walking, I've always said once someone has to start walking a lot, that's when the blisters really set in, because you're not striking straight down and you start to get the friction.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's funny because Michael Versteeg ended up doing a similar thing with the duct tape all over his shoes in southern Arizona. It's a pretty interesting parallel there.
I think there's a little market for a little somebody coming up with gaiters, somebody coming up with Velcro adhesive and dynemia,
something that wouldn't allow a seed pod to attach itself to, maybe a nano material or something that had super slippery or something. So Ben, real quick, I think we do have a check-in from Mike's crew. Oh, they popped off real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Well,
I'm gonna go back to running.
Yeah, keep running. All right, so it looks like we had Mike's crew here for a second. We're going to try and see if they can turn their camera back on. If they can hear me, they do need to unmute themselves. We'll see if we can pull them up. But real quick, I might have some photos from Mike's start while we queue him up. Let me see if I can get that in here. 1 second. Image files. I think I can make a little slideshow here. This will be really cool if I can figure this out. And so there you heard it from Ben himself. He is having some interesting times with those southern Arizona grasses, which is, I think, one of the most kind of underestimated parts of the southern Arizona experience. And I might be having a little trouble getting this slideshow, so we might have to delay that, but hopefully Mike will hop back on here. I saw it might have been his crew in their van. I'm having a tough time here with these. So I may not get that to work. But let's go real quick to our website tracker. So those of you who are tuning in, if you go to greatwesternadventures.com, let's see where both these guys are. So this is their website here. You can scroll down to track their progress. This has been working quite well and has been fun to follow. So I'll click here and zoom in on Ben, and he is, that's actually not, I need to maybe refresh this real quick. There we go. Zoom in on Ben here. And he has crossed, he started all the way down here yesterday on the Mexico border and made his way this green one. So he is on the, kind of going through the foothills of the Santa Rita Mountains right now, coming up on, it looks like, according to this, near miles between 73 and 74. That might be a little bit off compared to what is actually out there. And let's see here. Let's go to Mike now. So, oh, here we go. We got the crew back. Hello, Derek. Can you hear me? You might need to unmute yourself. Perfect. Can you hear me? You still might be muted, it looks like, on your end. There should be a little button to click. It looks like they have pretty rough service there. I think you guys are still muted if you can hear me. I'm not sure if he can hear me, so Derek, if you can hear me, if you could unmute yourself on there, I'll see if I can send him a quick text. You guys just need to unmute yourself somewhere. There we go. I think you're unmuted. Still can't hear you. The service just might not be good enough. All right, well, we're going to go back and see where Mike is on the trail. I'm going to click on him, and it looks like he... Whoa! He is between 76 and 77 miles, it looks like. So maybe a couple miles further, and if we zoom ahead, he is getting close to Grand Canyon. I think Grand Canyon is around mile 96, so he's probably got about maybe 20. He's got a little bit more than that. Yeah, 20 miles. Not even. Oh, actually. Oh, he is at the North Rim right now. My apologies. So it looks like Mike has just dropped into Grand Canyon, which is pretty crazy. Like, he's just 24 hours in. He's already made it to the Grand Canyon. So crossing the Grand Canyon this morning. Looks like we lost a couple of these other guys, but that is pretty incredible stuff. Yeah, let's check back in. We'll go back to Ben's crew real quick. All right, we're back with you guys. We had Derek Lytle on camera. We just couldn't hear him, and I think they had very crappy service. But it looks like Mike has just dropped into Grand Canyon, which is kind of mind blowing.
Awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, I tried calling Sarah, and it just goes straight. It doesn't even go through. So I think their service is pretty bad.
Yeah, and I don't think there's much of anything in Grand Canyon, so we probably won't get a check-in from Mike this morning, so maybe we'll have better luck tomorrow. But it was super cool getting some insights from Ben. Of course, we're seeing some of the early challenges present themselves here as these guys are, I think, really pushing the limits of what's possible here on the Arizona Trail. You guys have any other insights or thoughts from the first 24 hours?
No, I would say from my perspective, Ben's in really good spirits and doing really well, and just his mind, he's really focused, so it's good.
Yeah, hopefully he can figure out the grass situation and kind of keep things even keeled for the next few days here. It's still super early in this challenge.
Totally.
Let me see if we have any other questions here in the chat. How much sleep does the crew get? You guys are killing it. So excited to watch. Has there been any sleep from your end?
A little bit. Like probably total like 4 hours so far.
Yeah. I laid next to Ben while he slept for his 90 minutes. He put his Normatec boots on. But even halfway through that, he woke up and mumbled something and said something. And then he woke up before the alarm and said, let's start the process. So he was just anxious to go. And then we drove to the next section, and I barely stayed awake and laid down for about 30 minutes before getting. So maybe an hour.
Yeah, Brittany's been awake way more than me.
It's okay. It's okay. After the few stops under our belt, things are starting to, I know where things are, what's expected, what I need to do, and we'll get settled and get some sleep.
Gotcha. Let's see here. We have a question. Just a comment from Brendan O'Hara. Mike is crushing it. This is awesome. And here's a question. Has Ben run with any pacers yet? Has he just been alone the whole time? I know, Brandon, you're probably out there a little bit.
Yeah, I'm out there I run out about a mile to catch him and do some filming. But, yeah, no pacers so far. We met up with a couple people yesterday that helped us out a lot with they tried to help us with getting water, but mostly they just brought up the spirits and just brought really good energy. So that was pretty cool.
What will be the next aid for Ben? Are you guys at the next trail spot location, or where are you headed right now?
Yeah, we're at the next trail spot. I think it's mile 73. What's it called?
Apache Springs.
Apache Springs. So,
Awesome.
Well, I think he said I think he'll be a little over an hour, and yeah, so we'll just get some food ready for him.
Awesome. It looks like you'll probably trying to see where you'll kind of end the set this evening. You'll probably be on the outskirts of Tucson, huh?
Yeah, I think I remember that we get up there by Tucson by the end of the day. Yeah.
And so I guess he'll be doing the big climbs tomorrow up the Rincon Mountains and then Mount Lemmon probably.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, he'd hoped to be closer to the evening, but I don't think that's going to work out that way. So he'll just do it when it comes.
Right, yeah. Fortunately, we do have this cold front that's moving through Arizona.
Yeah. So nice.
Yeah, like I know here up in Phoenix, we had some crazy rain coming down yesterday. It was just dumping buckets. I mean, it's, in the mid 60s this morning. So it's a lot cooler than normal, which is really great. Do we have an approximate mileage that Ben will run today?
I think I is it 60? I think it's like 63. I think that was the total for today, and then tomorrow, it was closer to 80.
Okay. Nice. That is awesome. Cool. Well, I think actually I might go pull up his spreadsheet real quick. If you guys want to hang out for maybe another minute or two, we'll head on over to the tracking website, and if you click up here, there is a Showdown progress spreadsheet. You can click on that, and I believe this might be Ben's projections, and so it looks like his day one total projected to be 63. He might have been ahead of that a little bit if he's already closing in on 73. And it looks like he should be near the La Selvia picnic area, mile 124, by, I guess, tomorrow morning. And then he'll be making the big double crossing tomorrow. So I think to Marshall Gulch Trailhead. It's tough to say if he's going to cross both mountain ranges in a day or if he'll actually stop up near Mount Lemmon, possibly tomorrow night. But let's see. Mile 124, let's see where that would put him. We'll go back to their website. So mile 124 would be right near Colossal Cave State Park, which would be just before the climb up to Mica Mountain. And so if we zoom out a little bit here, you can see Saguaro National Park. This doesn't have the topographical lines. We might be able to put that on here. Yeah, there we go. So he'll be camped. He's hoping to end his day down here in the desert, and he'll climb all the way up and over Mica Mountain, huge climb, down to Reddington Pass, and then you have the next climb up the Santa Catalinas all the way up to near Mount Lemmon. And if we look at his next day, around 184, which would be, it looks like, right up at the top. So tomorrow will be a big day for him. It'll be a double climb all the way to the top of Mount Lemmon. And we'll see if he's feeling good. He might want to just run down and get a little ahead and come into Oracle here. So once he gets through Oracle, he's going to have a huge stretch of just flat desert. This will be the part where he's probably going to want to be traveling at night, as it can be pretty warm out there for this section. So with that, we'll check back in one last time with Ben's crew. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be hoping to get to the base of the Rincon Mountains and Mica Mountain tonight, and then his spreadsheet shows him stopping near the top of Mount Lemmon, I guess the next night potentially. So good stuff. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, for tuning in, making this as interactive as a show as possible, and best of luck today out there.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamil.
Awesome. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, everyone. I think that's going to wrap it up. We're going to keep these daily updates short and sweet. We really hope to check in with Mike tomorrow. We haven't even seen Mike yet, so let me really quickly go back to his Instagram here. So if you want to follow Mike, the Low Carb Runner, here is a little picture of him starting on the Utah border. I know it was pretty brief there. Let's see if we can go to his wife, Sarah. She might have a couple more things on here. So it begins. And I believe there is a couple other folks out there. Three Peaks Films, I think, is one. Derek Lytle is his videographer. There's Derek. And his story already cleared. I forget if it's spelled out or if it's not. Let's see. Mike posted his Strava yesterday. Let's go check out his Strava then, I guess. That's another good thing we can check on each day. Let's see if I can just search for him. Give me 1 second to pull this up, folks. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So Arizona Trail day 1, here it is. It looks like 65.8 miles. I'm not sure. It looks like 14 hours, 26 minutes, 9,000 feet of gain. And that is a great first day total right there. He is now on to day 2. He'll be crossing Grand Canyon this morning. And let's see. That is awesome. Right on. Well, I think I'm going to sign out. If you guys have any more things, let's see. Jason here says, Mike says it was a bad day and he might be sick. So that is not great. But we know that he is a tough, tough guy. So he's still making great time as of now. So we'll see how the canyon treats him today. Hopefully he can get through that without any issues. We've got a couple more things here. Michael Dunn says, I live right next to Mount Lemmon. Let me know if Ben needs anything. I would say feel free to message him on Instagram, Adventure Your Potential. And I'm sure if you showed up to where his crew is, he probably wouldn't mind someone to run with if you wanted to get out there and head out with him. And let's see. We've also got a little comment from Norb. You might want to get more gators here in Tucson area and the American Flag Trailhead. The grasses continue. Shin sleeves help as well. I would say the grasses are going to be a factor even through the superstitions all the way to Roosevelt Lake. So I think that's where it really started for Michael Versteeg. Anyways, we're going to sign out today. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time for our day 2 recap. Have a great day. We'll see you then.